Hello everyone, how's it going? This is the Bald Metal Nerd coming at you with another wonderful vid. Obviously, you know what this one's going to be. It's going to be yet another political video. And the reason that I felt compelled to do this video are things that have happened in the Democratic primary over the past few months. Some things specifically with Bernie and just how I see the race shaping up since I made my last videos on this subject. As of right now, the most likely nominee uh, who actually get the Democratic nomination is, I suppose, either Joe Biden or Elizabeth Warren. Although, in my opinion, it's far more likely that Elizabeth Warren will get the nomination than Joe Biden, because Joe Biden has pretty much been on a downward trajectory ever since he's entered the race. He basically started off at peak popularity simply because of name recognition and his association with Obama, but his poll numbers have been going down, and I don't really see that changing. I mean, you never know. I could be wrong, but I don't think he's likely to get the nomination. Elizabeth Warren, she is pretty much second place in the polls right now. And I think it's because a lot of people are extremely uninformed about Elizabeth Warren. A lot of people say, oh, well, you know, both her and Bernie are progressive and very similar. Well, to people who have that belief, here's my take on that. Bernie Sanders, I'm going to use an analogy. Bernie Sanders is like Coca-Cola, and Elizabeth Warren is like diet, generic, store brand cola. Not even close to the same. Elizabeth Warren is a pale, pathetic imitation of Bernie Sanders. And let's pretend for a minute that, you know, Elizabeth Warren went all the way. Let's pretend she gets the nomination and ultimately becomes president. What do we actually get with an Elizabeth Warren presidency? My prediction, personally, is we may get a few tiny steps in the right direction, right? We may get we may get a better tax code. I don't know. We may get some tweaks around healthcare that are slightly better. But I think largely she would govern very similarly to Obama. And the reason I say that is, despite how progressive she's advertising herself as, if you actually look at her policies, she walks back very often a lot of her what she's, you know, fighting for. She doesn't fight very hard for a lot of stuff. Whereas with Bernie, we know that he has had the same positions for 30 years, 40 years, however long he's been in politics. Bernie Sanders has not wavered one bit in his positions for what he's pushing through. He's talked about wealth and income inequality the entire time. He's talked about healthcare issues in this country the entire time. You know, and just a number of other issues. Bernie has been on the same page since the beginning of time. Elizabeth Warren has not been. Elizabeth Warren seems to be very similar to Hillary Clinton, as in, you know, putting her finger out, trying to figure out which way the wind is blowing and saying, oh, I'm going to go in that direction. So basically, my argument is Bernie must win. And the reason I say that is a couple of reasons. First, we're going to talk about simply defeating Trump, right? Which is supposedly the most important things that Democrats can do is remove Trump from office through the election. Well, in my opinion, of the candidates who are likely to get the nomination, Bernie is the only one who I am confident would win. If Joe Biden gets the nomination, Trump wins. Just my opinion. Because Trump will very easily just raise all these points and questions about Biden, and these questions that he'll raise, like about the Ukraine and all that, they will land with the public. Okay, Elizabeth Warren, if she gets the nomination, it's a coin flip, honestly, if Trump would win or not, because there simply is not the excitement around Elizabeth Warren that there is around Bernie Sanders. Because to beat an incumbent president, even one as deeply unpopular as Trump, you have to get people who normally don't vote to vote for you, right? And how do you get disengaged people to vote for you? Give them something to vote for. Simply saying Trump is bad, Trump is evil, Trump is bad is not going to do the trick. Most people don't care about the fact that Democrats don't like Trump. That's not going to mobilize people to go out and vote against Trump. The only thing that is going to get people mobilized to go and vote against Trump is to offer them something to vote for. Who's the nominee who offers the most to vote for? Sanders, because he is the populist, the only true populist on the Democratic side. Trump won with his faux populism last time because Trump offered people something to vote for. Whether you believed in what Trump offered or not, he did actually offer something. In my opinion, that's why he won. What did Hillary offer? Not very much at all. Same thing, I think, with Biden or Warren. I don't think they would offer very much. But Bernie Sanders, his policy proposals are very popular. And we have the best shot with him as the candidate. And if he were to actually get the presidency, just imagine what would happen. He would not be like most presidents. He would be an extremely unconventional president. In fact, Bernie has said that he would campaign against members of his own party to pass the policies that he favors. Other presidents have not done that. Other presidents won't go to the mat necessarily for these policies to get them done. Bernie will. We can trust Bernie to fight for us because he has history of it, and he's unwavering in this. He is the only real chance we have at truly transforming our country for the better. I think if we get 4 more years of Trump, then we just continue on the same trajectory we're on, and more than likely hit a recession and everything goes to shit. If we get a Democrat in there, that's not Bernie. Maybe we hit a recession, maybe we don't, and things maybe get slightly better, but not wouldn't be that big of a deal. But if we get Bernie in there, wow, just imagine what could be possible if we were to get him as president. Now, I am going to address some negatives about Bernie. The biggest concern about Bernie that I think is legitimate is his age. Obviously, he recently had the heart attack, and his age is a concern. So I understand that. But despite those concerns, I think he's the best choice. And his health now, he's been given the all clear by his doctor. In fact, with the stents that he had put in, he seems to be in better shape than he's been in a long time, health-wise. So, I'm not saying that's not a legitimate concern. It is. But I don't think it's enough to disqualify him from the presidency. I would still happily vote for him regardless of that issue. So, that's pretty much how I see it. I think he's our only real shot at real change in this country. Earlier, when I made my previous videos, I said I would have been happy with Yang or Gabbard as the nominees as well. I'm now much less enthusiastic about those two candidates than what I was before, based on things that have transpired in the months since my videos on this. But that's neither here nor there, because I don't think either one of those candidates have a real shot at the nomination. So, anyway, that's pretty much it. If you are a person who wants to see real, actual change in this country, you know what to do. If you haven't, and you are interested in doing this, go to Bernie's website, find out how you can volunteer and help out. You can phone bank for him from your home if you want, without spending a dime. If you can afford to throw a few bucks at his campaign, that helps out too. So if that's something that resonates with you, fight for it, because if we don't fight for this, we will not win. It's that simple. You never get anything without fighting for it. So anyway, that's it. As always, if you like this, thumb me up. If you hate me, that too. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Live long and prosper.